Okay, so this video is specifically for victims of tiger parenting, okay? So it's not necessarily targeted exclusively to, say, Asian Americans or Asian demographics. I'm told that this style of parenting has also been um, common in, like parts of Russia and other parts of the world where, um, I don't know, kids are forcibly contoured into becoming things that they're not naturally likely to become, even with immense effort, okay? So, the TLDR version of what I'm going to say is seek youthful fun, okay? If you display certain signs and symptoms of lasting trauma, so you feel constant tightness and tension in your body, even when you're alone in your bedroom, you feel like you're unsafe, even if the house is locked. If you constantly feel the need to explain all your decisions to others, if you're more obsessed with social harmony than with personal fulfillment, and if you try to never be in private with others, then, these sorts of factors, alongside many others I could mention, could be signs that you are still living out certain kinds of traumas rather than core values and the achievement of missions you can design for yourself when you're alone with a pen and paper and you have some time to determine the precise direction in which you want yourself to go in life, okay? So, I made this video after realizing that therapy, talk therapy, psychiatric medication, inpatient stays in sufficiently intense circumstances, and more can feel like basically a second job to a lot of people, If you're already working a demanding job or just any job, and you come home and you feel certain kinds of tension and stress in your body, you probably want to have some chamomile tea, maybe something else relaxing like magnesium gummies or something, and then listen to music and unwind. You might read a book or you might write something, you might produce videos like I do, but you typically don't want to then do therapy or something, even if it's just your weekend, because you can feel like you have this silent obligation to protect the reputations of your community or your abusers, okay? And that is not serving you at all. That's just instrumentalizing you into upholding false image, you know, into upholding a socially constructed deception, in other words, okay? We need to make it so that we can be honest and authentic with each other and not hide everything behind, oh, what will this make my family look like, okay? But that's part of a broader discussion. So, the recommendation I'm going to give to you is to, in tiny little short abbreviated ways, seek pleasure, joy, fun, spontaneity, and even social rejection in ways that cause you to, I guess, engage in a kind of exposure therapy. But crucially, you're not going to be doing this on anybody else's terms. You're going to be doing it on your own terms. So, the conscious, concentrated readoption of a playful mode of consciousness is one of the most healthily rebellious things you can do if you were raised in a tense, over-disciplined, overly stressful, overly traumatizing upbringing, okay? Having fun, feeling good, these are your birthright. These things are your birthright. You don't have to earn these things after a lot of labor, okay? If you want to, and sometimes I do this, you can have a bit of fun prior to clocking into your shift at work. Sometimes that can set the tone for a good day, okay? And I don't have to cite, pseudoscientific priming nonsense to just clarify that sometimes you want to start out your day with maybe a few minutes playing Post Void or some other fun game, okay? And then you can go into work and, do what I do, which is move totes and boxes of products and then stock them in shelves. Poorly. I'm not always good at this. Okay, so this is just something I want to send out to people who surely recognize that they have signs of trauma, but who find or feel that conventional professional treatments are prohibitively expensive for them, if not financially, then certainly in terms of the emotional resources they would need to consult those services, okay? I'm not a mental health professional, but I formed this little content piece after recalling what it looked like for certain kinds of people from certain kinds of backgrounds to really have fun and like abandon themselves into laughter and humor and pleasure and whatnot after an entire lifetime of anxiously monitoring and tightly constricting themselves into something that would never utter a single disagreeable peep in the presence of these oppressive ghouls that called themselves these people's parents. Okay, that's all I want to say for now. Thank you for watching and have a good day. And make sure you do try chamomile tea, okay? I like Bigelow's Cozy Chamomile Tea. It's within my price range and I drink a whole lot of it. So, thank you for watching and have a good day. And whether or not you believe in God, God bless you.